The drone glides low over the ground, its target already in sight, a Russian soldier who has dismounted and stands beside his horse. He notices the incoming machine, frozen for a split second between disbelief and fear. The buzzing grows louder as the FPV locks onto him. The soldier steps back, tries to dodge, but there's nowhere to run in the open field. The drone tilts forward, diving fast. A short burst of speed, and impact follows an instant later. The camera cuts out in a flash of dust and motion. Another moment of war, brief and final. Footage from a Russian soldier's body camera captures the moment their vehicle hits a mine dropped from an FPV drone. There's no warning, just a sudden impact, a burst of noise, and the frame fills with chaos. Dust and debris scatter through the lens as the camera tilts and falls. Seconds later, the footage replays in slow motion, showing the exact moment of detonation, the drone's precision leaving no chance for reaction. A calm reminder of how fast everything can end on the front. From above, the FPV drone holds a steady hover, quietly reading the shapes on the ground. Among them, a Russian soldier lies motionless, his body lined up with the furrows, trying to look like part of the terrain. The operator doesn't rush. He watches for rhythm, breath, shoulders, the small tells that outlast fear. Seconds pass. A faint shift in posture gives the answer. The drone slides a few meters to the side, trims altitude, and sets a clean approach. On the radio, a short confirmation. In the feed, the crosshair settles. The payload releases without drama, a measured action in a place where calm decides outcomes. A dull echo rolls across the field, and the camera catches dust lifting off the soil. The image holds for a beat, then widens to the landscape again. Wind in the grass, empty lines of earth, and the same silence that began the scene. Another decision made from above, in a war that rewards patience more than speed. The FPV drone glides low toward a lone tree at the edge of the field. Beneath its branches, a Russian soldier crouches, trying to blend into the shadows. For a moment, the world is still, the wind, the dust, the faint hum of the motor. Then the drone steadies its aim. The target shifts slightly, unaware that he's already been seen. A sharp push on the controls, the camera surges forward, and the image tightens in on the tree. The feed trembles, then fades to static. A single strike, clean and final. Another quiet mark left on a silent battlefield. The drone moves slowly above the field, keeping its camera fixed on the Ukrainian vehicle below. A gunner stands firm behind the mounted weapon, firing short, deliberate bursts toward the tree line ahead. Each burst lands close, within meters of the trees where enemy positions are hidden. The air vibrates with tension, the hum of the motor, the rhythm of fire, the sound of brass hitting armor. Through the headset, calm voices exchange short messages, range, direction, adjustment. The gunner nods, shifts slightly, fires again. Dust drifts across the ground, curling around the vehicle as the drone continues to orbit, tracking every correction. From above, the fight seems almost frozen, precise movements, no wasted motion, control replacing chaos. The tree line stretches endlessly, a dark border cutting through the field. The enemy isn't visible, but the gunner knows they're there, behind every shadow, every flicker of smoke. He keeps firing, steady and patient, holding pressure while infantry moves under his cover. The radio crackles once more. Confirmation, correction, silence. The drone drifts lower, framing both, the man and the machine, in one image of order under fire. Seconds stretch. Each burst buys time. Each pause holds the line. There's no drama here, just endurance, coordination, and focus. A snapshot of the front line as it is, not chaos, but discipline, where even stillness.
The FPV drone races across the field, locked on target. A Russian soldier moves into view. A second later, impact. The frame shakes, the image cuts to static, then replays in slow motion. The path, the precision, the silence after. One clear strike in a fight measured by seconds. Across the battlefield, the rhythm repeats, one FPV after another, cutting through the air toward enemy infantry scattered along the tree lines and trenches. From above, their movement looks small, almost distant, but each drone moves with sharp intent. Operators guide them calmly, marking targets, adjusting course by instinct and experience. The camera catches one strike after another, brief flashes, clouds of dust, fragments of smoke drifting across open ground. No shouting, no rush, only the steady sequence of launches and impacts. The control screens flicker, telemetry data scrolling as new coordinates appear. Somewhere below, the same mechanical pattern continues, soldiers moving, hiding, reappearing, and again the hum of an approaching engine. From a distance, the scene feels repetitive, almost routine, but this is the rhythm of the front: constant motion, constant precision. Drones rise, dive, and disappear into the haze, each one carrying a task measured in seconds. The silence between launches is short. The next flight is already armed and in motion. It's not chaos, it's a system built on timing and patience. From sky to ground, every move connects, every decision adds to the rhythm. The footage ends as it began, another drone skimming low over the field, closing in on its mark, the sound of control louder than the sound of war.
The sequence opens wide on the roadway. Heat lifting off the asphalt, dust hanging low over the fields. An FPV drone lifts into view and levels out, its camera locked forward. The operator's voice is calm on the net: distance, heading, confirmation. The drone settles, gains a little speed, and the first target appears at the edge of the tree line, a vehicle moving fast between shadows. The approach is deliberate. The feed tightens, the crosshair steadies, and then the frame snaps to static. The picture returns on a new flight without pause. Another drone rises and tracks along a dirt lane. In the distance, a truck clears the cover of trees and tries to cross open ground. The operator trims the angle and lets the craft sink lower, just above the grass. The sound is constant, not loud, a controlled hum, the kind that means the work is close. The truck drifts left, the drone adjusts right, a white flash washes the image, then silence, then the quiet return of telemetry. The cycle holds. From above, the battlefield looks measured and empty: pale roads, narrow tree lines, long fields scored by tracks. But the lens always finds motion. Figures move between positions. Vehicles edge forward, stop, reverse. The drones chart their paths with a simple logic: observe, approach, commit. There is no rush and no stalled time, only seconds arranged into tasks. On the ground, a body camera shows the same story from another angle. Ukrainian infantry hold a roadside berm while the sky hums overhead. A voice calls correction to the air team. Another acknowledges in a few clipped words. The men watch the horizon rather than the camera. They are waiting for the pressure to shift, that small change in sound and timing when the next drone arrives. It comes like a routine, and they move again. Back to the air. The feed catches a vehicle under branches, camouflaged but not concealed. The drone drifts sideways, almost still, then slides forward on a shallow line. There is no chase, only closure. The shot arrives without drama. Impact, dust, and a long breath of static. When the image returns, the drone is already turning away. The operator marks the strike, takes a bearing, lines up the next run. Some flights are short, seconds to target and done. Others extend along the length of the line, skimming ditches and gullies to stay low. Every turn is small and considered. The camera never blinks. The work is to keep it steady. Telemetry scrolls and clears. A distance call, a wind note, a quiet copy. The arc repeats. A pair of vehicles breaks from cover, one behind the other. The first drone takes the lead vehicle on the near side of the trees. The second drone slips to the far side and holds altitude for the trailing truck. The screens move in parallel: two fields, two paths, two short conclusions. Smoke edges up through the canopy, and the picture shifts to a wider frame that holds both trails at once. The voices on the net stay flat. There is nothing to add. The tempo changes, but the pattern does not. Drones launch, strike, and give way to the next flight. Between impacts, the camera widens to the shape of the front, shallow ridges, thin roads, isolated patches of forest. The longer you look, the more lines appear, not routes for retreat, but routes for approach. Modern war is drawn as geometry long before it is drawn as noise. Later in the sequence, the light drops a shade. Haze lifts off the ground in slow columns, the horizon loses color and becomes a hard line. The drones still fly low. A vehicle tries to run the shoulder of a paved road and then cuts across the scrub to break the view. The drone angles in and holds level with the driver's door. You've been watching Warkrieg, frontline work, shown as it is, measured, precise, and unadorned. If this view matters to you, subscribe, leave a comment, and stay with us for the next mission. Your support keeps these stories visible and this work alive.